Guess I should start this video. Hey, it's Megan, and so welcome back to my channel, or, you know, if you're new, hi. Stay tuned for this video. It's gonna be awkward, and you know what? We're gonna be comfortable with it, because being awkward is kind of my thing. And I apologize for the state of my skin. I really don't care right now. So it's June, and June is Pride Month. So I've never really talked about it on my channel, but I've been pretty open about it everywhere for a really long time. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm talking about my experience with being a member of the LGBTQ plus community and how I've dealt with it. So, I don't exactly know where to start. I have notes that I wrote a long time ago and I haven't looked at them, and I want this to be a comfortable video and I want to just say what I have to say, but there's a lot that I have to say, and I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all into this video, but I'm gonna try and hit everything I want to say. Okay, so I guess I can start by saying I haven't really been in the closet since like 10th grade, which was like almost 5 years ago now, which is crazy to me. So when I first came out, when I was a sophomore, so I made this post on Facebook that I thought was funny, and I said, so like, I'm only half straight and I couldn't care less who thinks that's bad. I'm still human and that already stinks enough. And I posted that on January 28th of 2014, so it's been a really long time since I've been, you know, out. So I guess that's like 4 years ago, since it was 2014. And that was me when I first thought that I was bisexual, which I later learned was incorrect. And on March 2nd of 2014, I posted, LOL, it sucks that people just always assume that you're gonna be straight. Kind of annoying, actually. Which is true. In a perfect world, nobody would ever have to come out. And you still don't have to come out, but if you're a member of the LGBTQ community and you accept who you are, and you want people to know that that's part of your identity, it's almost like you kind of have to come out every single time you meet somebody new. And to me, I've gotten so much better about doing that and like more comfortable with it. Like every time I get like a new group of friends and I'm like close with them and I start to hang out with them, I kind of like let them know like, hey, I'm pan, and you know what? That's okay, and that's just part of who I am, and I'm a very accepting person, and I feel like that's a big part of my identity, is that I don't care what your gender identity is. It depends on if you're a good person or not. Yeah, like it kind of sucks that you have to come out, or it feels like you have to come out every time you meet somebody new, or when you do icebreakers, it's like, well, do I want to just come out now and get that over with? Because that's something interesting about me. I'm not straight. I'm not with the common trends. I mean, it's becoming more and more common these days, which is great. I love that YouTube is a place now where being a member of the LGBTQ community is like so accepted, because it's great that social media is making it easier for people to accept themselves, because 10 years ago, it wasn't as easy for people to just say that they were gay, or say that they weren't straight, or say that they weren't cisgendered. Like, it's become so much easier now, and yes, it's still hard. It's still very hard if you're unfortunate enough to have parents who are not accepting of it, but I was pretty lucky that I had parents who are accepting of who I am. So back when I first came out, I thought I was bisexual because I did not know that pansexuality was even a thing. And even back then, I wasn't really aware of the whole transgender thing. I was young. It was 2014. I was 4 years younger than I am now. And I was pretty ignorant to a lot of things. And it was back in the days where I was on Tumblr and just learning about all these things all at once, and it was overwhelming. But I didn't really do much research, and I just saw that bisexual meant liking boys and girls, which I've come to learn was not exactly what it means. It means that you like more than one gender, which is usually just two, but it can mean other things. It means whatever you feel that it means for yourself, but personally I feel like calling myself bisexual is not correct, because I don't have a preference towards certain genders over others, because this is a whole other touchy subject, and please don't fight me on this because you're wrong. There are many genders and only two sexes. Well, actually, when you look into genetics, there's more than two, but then those are like abnormalities. But gender and sex are not the same thing, and that's a whole other topic. That's not what this video is about. I've come to learn that I don't care what your gender is, what your gender identification is. I care about who you are as a person and how you treat other people, and that's what makes me pansexual, because I don't care if you're a boy, I don't care if you're a girl, I just care that you're going to treat me right and that you're going to treat the people around you right. And when I first came out as bisexual, I was obsessed, not really obsessed, but I had a huge crush on this girl who was my best friend, and it was really hard for me because I felt like I would never be good enough for her and felt like I could never meet her standards and that her parents wouldn't let me hang out with her anymore if they knew. So that was the only thing that really stayed in the closet, was my feelings for her up until later on, but that was really hard for me. Like, I feel like a lot of people in this community have their own personal experience with being in love with their best friend, which is a really hard thing to go through. So if you want like the specifics of my identity, I identify as panromantic demisexual, which most of the time I just tell people I'm pansexual because they don't understand that there's like a difference between sexual and romantic attractions, but there is, and that's a whole other video as well. For me, being panromantic means that I could fall in love with anybody, but the whole being demisexual means I can't feel like sexually attracted to somebody unless I'm in love with them. So, I mean, that sounds like common sense, but it's not, because not everybody feels that way. Not everybody is demisexual. Like, a lot of people are hetero-romantic and demisexual, but they just call themselves heterosexual because they're only attracted to the opposite gender, but they can only like be sexually attracted to them if they're romantically attracted to them, and they don't know that that's what that's called, but that is what that's called. And I like to have like the specific words because it makes me feel like I actually exist. I know that's stupid. It makes me feel like I'm valid because there are words for exactly how I feel, and I feel like that's amazing that we can identify as such specific things, and like someday everyone will know exactly what those words mean, but at this point in time not everybody knows, which is frustrating. So when I first came out in 2014, I remember my mom asking me what I meant by posting that status, and that terrified me, but I nervously explained to her that it meant that I like boys and girls, and I don't think she really believed me at the time, and sometimes I wonder if she still doesn't believe me because, to be honest, I've never been in a relationship with a girl. But I could. Well, I've never been in a relationship with a cisgendered girl, but I could someday, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But she asked me if I had a crush on any girls in particular, and I said no, because I didn't want to tell her that I had a crush on my best friend, because I didn't want her to tell me I couldn't hang out with my best friend anymore. She just believed that I was straight and wanted to be special, I think, or just believed that I wasn't sure of what I wanted, which I have nothing against her. She was never hurtful towards me about my sexuality, and my parents were very accepting, and they're still very accepting, and it's great, but I don't think they believed me at first. So I want to mention that I'm very aware that I'm extremely lucky in comparison to so many people who've come out and had negative reactions, or know that they are not able to come out because they know that they will get kicked out of their house, or be scrutinized by their church, or be disowned by their family members, and I'm really, my heart aches for you. And if you are going through something like that, feel free to message me on Twitter, feel free to message me on Instagram, or even if you want to private message me on YouTube. I don't get notifications for that, so it's really hard to do that. But if you're going through something like that, I am so open to talking to you and helping you through what you're going through, because I know it sucks. And I don't necessarily know exactly how it feels to have someone look at me like I'm disgusting because I like girls and guys, but I know that it sucks what you're going through. So all in all, I guess, like, I've never actually been in the closet because I've just always been super open about who I am and how I identify, because it's me. It's a big part of who I am, and it's kind of a controversial opinion, but for me, it is part of who I am. And a lot of people will say, oh, just because you're gay doesn't mean that's who you are, but for me, being pansexual is a big part of who I am, because it represents my openness and my acceptingness and my willingness to look at things from a different perspective. So I thought that since it's Pride Month, I should make a video actually verifying who I am, because I've never really talked about it in a video before, and it feels good to have it off my chest. And like, I wasn't hiding anything, it's just that nobody ever really seemed interested, but I feel like that's an important part of who I am, and I want you guys to know me better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful Pride Month and attend all the Pride festivities and do all the rainbow stuff and have the gayest time. And I mean that in the most positive way. I also want to mention that I have very few friends who actually identify as straight, so maybe that has something to do with why I'm so open about who I am, because most of my friends are not straight, and you know what, that's pretty cool with me. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you want to see for Friday's video, because I have absolutely no idea what I want to post. And if you did enjoy this video and aren't subscribed already, please subscribe and join this awkward little internet family so we can all be a big open family together. And if you're already subscribed, remember to turn on the notifications so you can get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every Monday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to stalk me outside of YouTube, which I'm pretty active on Twitter, my social media handles are right there on the screen. I have Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, and Tumblr, but I haven't been using Tumblr as often lately because I deleted the app. But yeah, I have all those. And yeah, I guess that's everything. Happy Pride Month. I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.